Envision rising each morning with an unwavering sense of direction, immune to the setbacks, undisturbed by surrounding turmoil, and sharply concentrated on the essentials. It almost seems superhuman, right? Yet this was the daily existence of one of history's most influential figures, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman leader and Stoic thinker. His reflections, preserved over the ages, are not merely old thoughts, but are incredibly applicable today, offering guidance on mastering self-control amidst life's distractions. Today, we delve into the core of Stoicism, presenting its tenets not as lofty ideas, but as actionable strategies for a more disciplined and satisfying life. Stoicism instructs us to transform challenges into opportunities, emotional upheaval into calm, and life's uncertainties into sources of strength. Whether you're combating everyday stress, seeking serenity, or aiming to boost your productivity, embracing Stoic principles can provide deep insights. In a world filled with constant distractions and immediate pleasures, Stoic philosophy anchors us in the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It's about thriving, not just surviving, regardless of circumstances. So, if you're prepared to change how you approach and manage life's challenges, stick with us as we explore the transformative teachings of Marcus Aurelius and their relevance for fostering a resilient, disciplined life today. As we venture into this exploration of Stoic philosophy and Marcus Aurelius's impactful teachings, remember, if you value our content, hitting the subscribe button is a simple, supportive gesture. And don't miss any part of our discussion. If you're watching, you're already exceptional. Stay with us for unique insights we'll uncover together. Central to Marcus Aurelius's teachings is the concept that self-discipline stems from identifying one's purpose. But what does it truly mean to discover one's purpose? It involves figuring out what deeply resonates with you, what motivates you at your very core, and aligning your everyday activities with this profound sense of mission. Marcus often emphasized living in accordance with nature, which for a Stoic means recognizing your place in the grand scheme and acting consistently with your virtues. To him, purpose was not merely an abstract idea, but a practical guide influencing all decisions, from trivial to critical. He argued that knowing your purpose propels you from bed each morning, eager to tackle the day's hurdles. It holds you firm when temptations invite deviation. It's less about lofty achievements or public recognition, and more about fulfilling the responsibilities bestowed by life, executing each duty with dedication and honesty. In today's world, filled with endless options and distractions, finding one's purpose can seem daunting. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism proves invaluable. Stoicism urges us to strip away the superficial wants and ephemeral feelings to uncover what is fundamentally important for our happiness and personal growth. It prompts us to consider what genuinely deserves our time and effort, how our daily actions can contribute to the collective well-being and our own advancement. As we delve into applying this philosophy, consider what naturally attracts you, where you experience profound fulfillment, or what challenges ignite your drive to solve. These insights serve as guideposts to your purpose, and once recognized, the Stoic routine of daily reflection proves indispensable. By consistently aligning your actions with your purpose, rejecting what detracts from it and embracing what enhances it, you develop the self-discipline needed to lead a meaningful and influential life. Let us embrace Marcus Aurelius's wisdom and integrate it into our daily routine. Each morning, pose the question, "What is my goal today?" And each night, reflect, "Have I remained faithful to my purpose?" Over time, this habit not only fosters self-discipline, but also transforms your existence into a more intentional and rewarding voyage. When Marcus Aurelius contemplated self-discipline, A central theme in his meditations was the significance of self-reliance. To count on yourself extends beyond mere independence. It is a core aspect of Stoic philosophy that underscores the value of personal accountability and self-sufficiency. This principle isn't about isolation or eschewing support from others, but rather about acknowledging that the ultimate accountability for our actions, reactions, and growth lies within us. In Stoicism, the emphasis on focusing on what we can control is crucial. Aurelius frequently spoke of the individual's capacity to face life's challenges head-on. By relying on ourselves, we access our inherent resilience and strength. This philosophy encourages us to trust in our ability to manage life's uncertainties and hardships, fostering confidence not through boastfulness, but through proficiency and a deep understanding of our own abilities and virtues. This approach to self-reliance is empowering yet challenging in today's interconnected society. In an era where opinions and guidance are readily available, finding the space to heed our own inner voice becomes a complex task. Nonetheless, Stoicism instructs us to sift through the clutter and place our trust in our reasoned judgments. Marcus Aurelius held that this inner counsel, anchored in reason and virtue, was the most trustworthy advisor available. By relying on ourselves, we cultivate independence in our decision-making, enabling us to make choices that resonate with our values and ethics, rather than yielding to external influences or fleeting emotions. This independence is vital for preserving personal integrity and leading a life that remains true to our individual essence. So, how do we begin to truly depend on ourselves? It starts with manageable steps, committing to promises and fulfilling them, establishing personal objectives and pursuing them on our own, and reflecting on our choices to ensure they align with our fundamental values. Gradually, these habits bolster our self-discipline, making us more resilient and well-founded when confronted with life's hurdles. Marcus Aurelius consistently highlighted the importance of persistence, of being present both physically and mentally every day. This practice isn't about sporadic, grand gestures, but about the quiet, persistent commitment to daily responsibilities that cumulatively cultivate a disciplined life. For Aurelius, daily attendance was integral to the Stoic principle of living in harmony with nature, which compels us not merely to exist, but to actively engage and contribute to the world, no matter how mundane our actions may seem. Each day is seen as a fresh opportunity, not for epic conflicts, but to affirm one's devotion to their principles and responsibilities. It's through regular, small efforts that character is both forged and tested. In a world rife with distractions and where motivation may ebb and flow, the concept of consistent presence takes on increased importance. Stoicism encourages us to embrace the steadiness of showing up daily, underscoring the importance of consistency in a landscape where inspiration can be intermittent. It's the consistency of our actions, not their intensity, that fosters real discipline. This doesn't imply that every day must be a pinnacle of productivity. Instead, it's about making sure no day is wasted or goes by without purpose. Whether it's making strides in our careers, enhancing our health, or enriching our relationships, progress in any domain hinges on the basic, yet often neglected, commitment to be present each day. Furthermore, this commitment to daily presence is closely linked with Stoic mindfulness. Staying present, focusing on today's tasks, without the weight of past disappointments or future anxieties. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the importance of concentrating on the present moment and executing the task at hand with utmost diligence. This focus transforms mundane routines into meaningful rituals and converts simple efforts into opportunities for growth. To develop such discipline, Start with modest goals. Define what showing up looks like for you. It might mean writing just a paragraph of the novel you plan to write, a brief workout session, or dedicating 10 quality minutes with someone important to you. It's not the magnitude of the action that brings about transformation, but rather the act of consistent engagement. Each day you fulfill this commitment. You strengthen your resolve and build resilience, hallmarks of Stoic philosophy. By adhering to this daily regimen, you not only practice Stoic values of personal accountability and ongoing self-betterment, but also become a testament to the principle that while outcomes may be beyond our control, our efforts are not. In the regularity of showing up, we discover the discipline needed for a meaningful and satisfying life. This Stoic approach, championed by Marcus Aurelius, goes beyond merely making life challenging intentionally. It prepares us for life's unpredictabilities, enhances our resilience, and deepens our gratitude for what we have. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics advocated for voluntarily experiencing discomfort to mentally steel oneself against involuntary hardships that life might impose. This could involve forgoing certain comforts, enduring physical trials, or practicing everyday self-restraint. The rationale is simple. Familiarity with hardship buffers us against the impact of sudden adversities. You're essentially strengthening your resilience muscles, so to speak, preparing to meet life's obstacles with a calm and composed demeanor. But why should one opt for discomfort in a world that seems bent on providing constant comfort? This concept is deeply ingrained in Stoic philosophy. True growth often occurs just beyond our comfort zones. By willingly entering less comfortable scenarios, we not only test but also expand our mental and emotional limits. This practice isn't about self-punishment, rather, it's about redefining our view of comfort from a necessity to a potential luxury that we can forego when we choose. Engaging in voluntary hardships also helps cultivate gratitude. It's easy to overlook the comforts we enjoy daily, but living without them even temporarily can lead to a deeper appreciation for what we have. This might be something as simple as foregoing a meal, which can sharpen your appreciation for the food you normally consume, or choosing to walk rather than drive, enhancing your gratitude for your mobility and health. Furthermore, choosing voluntary discomfort helps us connect with the reality that many face involuntarily every day, fostering empathy, humility, and a better grasp of the human condition. This understanding helps ground us more solidly in the shared realities of our world. So, how do we incorporate this practice into our lives? Start with small, manageable steps. Perhaps wake up an hour earlier than usual, reduce your technology use for a day, or opt for the stairs instead of an elevator. The significance lies not in the magnitude of the hardship, but in the consistency and intentionality behind it. Each instance of voluntary discomfort is a step towards building greater mental strength and self-discipline. This principle clearly demarcates what lies within our control and what does not, encouraging us to channel our energies towards the former. This straightforward idea can significantly alter how we handle life's challenges, diminishing anxiety and cultivating a deeper sense of calm and resilience. According to Stoicism, what we control are essentially our own actions, reactions, and judgments, our thoughts, our will, and our responses. These are the realms where we possess agency. Everything external, such as the weather, the actions of others, or global events, falls outside our direct influence. Marcus Aurelius frequently underscored this notion in his writings, noting that becoming agitated or upset over uncontrollable factors is not only useless but also detrimental to our well-being. The practice of recognizing what we can and cannot control begins with this understanding. While we might influence external circumstances, We do not have absolute control over them. The Stoic accepts this reality not with resignation, but as an empowering truth. By concentrating on our actions and detaching from the outcomes, we preserve our inner peace and remain effective no matter the situation. This approach does not lead us to disengage or detach from the world. Rather, it allows us to interact with it more effectively, focusing our efforts where they can genuinely have an impact. In daily life, applying the dichotomy of control involves pausing to ask ourselves, is this within my control, before reacting? If the answer is no, the Stoic practice is to release it and move on. Naturally, this is easier said than done and demands continuous practice, mindfulness, and reminders of what really falls within our realm of influence. Moreover, this approach has tangible implications for how we set goals and manage expectations. While it is normal to pursue objectives, basing our happiness or self-worth on achieving outcomes that depend on numerous external factors sets us up for disappointment. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to derive satisfaction from the process itself. In adhering to our values and the efforts we exert, Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers did not guarantee a life free from difficulties. Rather, they provided a framework for preserving inner serenity and dignity amidst the inevitable ups and downs of life. By adopting this approach, we not only improve our own lives, but also positively affect those around us through our example of calmness and resilience in the face of uncertainty. This philosophy underscores a deep appreciation for personal responsibility and a commitment to self-mastery over adopting a victim mentality where one might view themselves merely as a passive sufferer of life's adversities. Stoicism empowers us to take control of our perceptions and reactions, reinforcing the belief that our happiness and peace are more a product of our inner state than external circumstances. The idea is not to ignore the hardships or injustices we encounter, but to shift our focus from what happens to us to how we choose to respond. Aurelius taught that with every external event comes a choice in how it defines us. By refusing to see ourselves as victims, we dismiss the notion that our emotional well-being is dependent on external conditions, a realization that is not only liberating, but also conducive to significant personal growth and resilience. To practice this principle effectively, we begin by examining our usual responses to challenges. Do we quickly point fingers at external causes or others? Do we waste energy lamenting over a situation rather than taking action to address it? Altering these response patterns does not mean repressing our emotions. Instead, it means gaining a deeper understanding of them and channeling our energies more productively. It involves recognizing our pains and disappointments, while also acknowledging our ability to persevere and advance despite them. Furthermore, this Stoic lesson inspires us to view each obstacle as a chance to cultivate virtue and strengthen our character. This approach is inherently proactive and empowering, converting potential feelings of defeat into moments of decision where we can exercise our autonomy. Every challenge becomes a crucible for testing our commitment to our values and a stage to display qualities like fortitude, perseverance, and resilience, traits that epitomize the Stoic ideal. By refusing to adopt a victim mentality, we embody the Stoic principle of emotional autonomy. We build an inner stronghold of serenity and balance, allowing us to interact with the world more effectively and freely. This does not mean we become unfeeling or detached. Instead, we strive for a state where our well-being remains stable despite the fluctuating circumstances of life. In doing so, we live not at the mercy of our situations, but in harmony with our core principles, no matter the challenges we face. Marcus Aurelius advocated for this approach not merely as a personal practice, but as a route to greater liberty and fulfillment. In the Stoic philosophy, mastering one's impulses through delayed gratification is not about foregoing joy, but about pursuing a deeper, more enduring satisfaction that aligns with one's values and long-term aspirations. Delayed gratification, from a Stoic viewpoint, means thoughtfully deferring immediate pleasures to achieve greater, more lasting rewards. It involves making decisions that may not provide immediate gratification, but lead to sustained well-being and personal development. This principle is especially pertinent in today's culture of immediacy, where the capacity to delay gratification, to wait for something better, is both scarce and valuable. For Stoics like Aurelius, practicing delayed gratification was also about gaining control over one's desires. He believed that yielding to transient pleasures could result in a loss of freedom, as one becomes beholden to their fleeting whims. Instead, by exercising restraint and making choices based on rationality and foresight, we foster not merely a life of ephemeral delights, but one of lasting peace and contentment. Starting to implement delayed gratification in daily life can begin with simple actions, perhaps saving money instead of spending impulsively, choosing a nutritious meal over quick, unhealthy options, or allocating time for studying or practicing a skill rather than engaging in immediate recreational activities. Each decision that opts for long-term benefits over immediate gratification reinforces the Stoic practice of valuing enduring rewards over fleeting comforts. Furthermore, the advantages of this practice are wide-ranging. Psychological research backs the Stoic perspective, linking delayed gratification with improved outcomes across various life domains such as career success, educational attainment, health, and personal relationships. Individuals who excel at deferring immediate rewards typically manage stress better, achieve their objectives more effectively, and lead healthier, more rewarding lives. This principle extends beyond simply ignoring negative criticism. It's about developing a mental toughness that keeps you anchored to your principles and focused on your ambitions, even amidst doubt and criticism from others. For Stoics, the approval or disapproval of others is beyond our control, and thus should not dictate our self-worth or decision-making. Marcus Aurelius stressed the importance of concentrating solely on what we can control, our actions and reactions, asserting that genuine serenity originates internally and remains unaffected by external evaluations. Stoic indifference does not imply disregard for others, but maintains an internal locus of control, helping us to disregard distractions that do not advance our higher purposes or resonate with our values. In today's world, where opinions are ubiquitous and criticism is often readily available, learning to discern valuable feedback from baseless criticism is essential. It requires us to assess the source and intention of the feedback we receive. Is it knowledgeable? Is it well-intentioned? Does it align with our fundamental values? Practicing this Stoic principle involves developing a personal philosophy robust enough to resist external pressures. It's about having confidence in your decisions and actions, not from arrogance, but from a profound understanding of your own values and goals. This is how Marcus Aurelius lived, not only as an emperor, but also as a person striving for virtue in a complicated world. The ability to dismiss detractors is a crucial aspect of this approach, enabling one to stay true to their path amidst a cacophony of voices. This approach also bolsters our emotional resilience, making us less susceptible to negative feedback and more committed to our long-term goals. In a society that often prioritizes social validation, the ability to disconnect from this feedback loop and remain authentic is both uncommon and influential. By adopting the Stoic practice of disregarding detractors, we not only safeguard our mental well-being, but also selectively channel our emotional energies. It involves keeping external disturbances from overshadowing our internal conversations, which are essential in shaping our destiny. This idea is based on the understanding that significant learning and personal growth often arise from observing and reflecting on the lives of those who exemplify virtues we aim to cultivate. Emulating wise individuals is not about imitation, but about drawing from their experiences to refine our own character and decision-making. Marcus Aurelius, even as an emperor, frequently expressed his admiration for the virtues of notable figures from history and his contemporaries. He viewed the emulation of these role models as a method to absorb their strengths and virtues. For Aurelius and other Stoics, wisdom was not merely theoretical, but a practical guide for a well-lived life, best understood through the behaviors of those who have successfully implemented these principles. In Stoicism, choosing who to emulate involves identifying those who represent the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These figures could be from history, modern-day individuals, or even fictional characters who exemplify qualities like resilience, ethical integrity, and logical reasoning. The essence lies in finding role models whose lives serve as guides for overcoming challenges with grace and determination. Applying this principle today means making a deliberate choice of mentors whose values resonate with our personal ambitions. It's about more than mere admiration. It's a critical examination of how these figures navigate their lives, make choices, and deal with obstacles, providing us with actionable insights to emulate in our own paths. This method prompts us to consider how we might adopt aspects of another person's approach or mindset to enhance our own behavior and decision-making. Moreover, emulating wise individuals serves as a practical bridge between lofty philosophical ideas and daily actions. It offers a tangible demonstration of how Stoic principles can be actively practiced, making these concepts not only more accessible, but also more compelling by showcasing their real-world impact on people we admire. By seeking out and modeling our actions after those who embody wisdom, we engage in an active learning process that fosters personal growth and continuous improvement. This proactive pursuit of personal development bolsters our commitment to evolving and achieving excellence. By immersing ourselves in the influence of virtuous individuals, we establish a high benchmark for our own actions and choices, which drives us towards becoming the wise figures we aspire to emulate. This endeavor is not simply about recounting daily events, but involves a deep, reflective examination of our thoughts, actions, and responses. It's about assessing whether our behaviors align with our values and the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. This introspective practice is essential as it acts as a feedback mechanism, making us more aware of our actions and choices. For Stoics, the goal of daily reflection is not to linger on errors or engage in self-reproach, but to observe and adapt. It's about extracting lessons from each day's experiences to continuously refine oneself. Marcus Aurelius utilized this method not just to fulfill his imperial duties, but to cultivate his growth as a philosopher and as a person. Integrating this practice into contemporary life can be highly rewarding. It encourages us to conclude each day with a period of quiet introspection. During this time, you might ask yourself several critical questions. How did I handle today's challenges? Did I act in accordance with my principles? This daily review is a vital step in the journey towards self-improvement and living a life aligned with Stoic values. Reflecting on such questions enhances your self-awareness and steers you toward a more purposeful and deliberate lifestyle. Furthermore, This routine can instill a sense of completeness at day's end, allowing you to address any unresolved thoughts or stresses by facing them head-on, rather than postponing them to the next day. This is particularly impactful in today's fast-moving environment, where it is all too easy to lose sight of our deeper objectives amidst daily interruptions and demands. By conducting an honest review of your day, you engage in a type of self-accountability that is both kind and stringent. It involves recognizing your strengths and openly identifying areas for growth, without casting judgment. This Stoic practice fosters resilience and wisdom, as it positions you as both a learner and a mentor in your own life, continually drawing lessons from your experiences and aspiring to live up to the virtues central to Stoicism. Over time, this method can not only alter how you view your days, but also how you conduct your life, gradually bringing your daily actions into closer alignment with your valued ideals. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoicism and the enduring insights of Marcus Aurelius. Remember, each day represents a new step towards self-mastery and embodying the virtues of a well-lived life. If you're interested in deepening your understanding, consider watching one of the suggested videos now appearing on your screen. Your participation enhances our Stoic community, and we are thankful for it. Until next time, continue to live with intention and wisdom.